There's no warm intro. I'm not giving you any intro to what's going on today. I'm sure there's crazy stuff going on in politics. What the hell's happening in the political world?
There was a point that I was looking at today, and they were talking about the stuff happening with the Trump administration and Duke. I don't know if you've been seeing this, but Trump administration just sued Duke, and they're going after him. And they're basically under the same kind of nonsense attack that Columbia and Harvard have been under, and now UNC is reporting issues.
What
and
was
I
the
was
exact
thinking
thing
about
that they're
this.
suing over? Is it for it's a free speech issue, right? Because some of the students that have been brought in from overseas, not imported, but what is that program called? Foreign exchange students.
Right, but the issues that have been talked about that I've heard have been related to anti-Semitism and DEI. So this anti-Semitism one that I heard was the anti-Israeli protests were causing Israeli students hardships. And granted, it's a mess to help out. I'm not going to get into Israel-Palestine thing, but the conflict between, say, Palestine and Israeli students and how the school's handling it across various schools like Harvard and whatnot, was causing a vector of attack from DOJ to come after them for misappropriately handling and squashing protests and freedom of speech, etc. Were they disrupting classes? Sure. Did the school handle it as well as they could have? Probably not. Not the point. The point is that the Trump DOJ is suing them. And regardless of what they're calling the reason to sue them, I think we need to take a step back from that and look at it holistically. So now we have two schools that have reported that billions in grants available to these schools are now being held. Three schools in particular: Duke, Harvard, and Columbia. Columbia is going to settle, I think it was $220 million or something like that. So Trump is suing them under a flag of blah, blah, blah. Here's a reason why. And then he's going to take his money, and then he's going to release a couple of $1 billion in grants that would be going to that school anyway had he not stepped in. Those grants go towards a whole bunch of different stuff and different programs.
Wait, so Columbia paid is going to settle so Trump is going to make that money that they get from Columbia, and then they're just going to get the money anyway. So Trump is like, basically, hold up your money. Let me get this $200 million real quick, and then we're going to release the money we're already going to give you anyway. So that's kind of...
And Harvard might capitulate as well. Duke will probably capitulate. So basically what we have, in my mind, this is my opinion, is an extortion racket.
Right.
Trump is using his DOJ to extort money that has been allocated by Congress in order to promote higher education or scientific ventures or medical research. And he's harming the American citizen by delaying anything these would be producing in order to get his cut of those billions of dollars that have been allocated out of your tax money. So he's grifting the schools and is suing them under bullshit reasons in order to steal money from them in order to line his pockets. And I read yesterday they've accounted Trump has increased his wealth in the last 5 months, $2.9 billion with a B dollars. And it's this kind of shit that's going on.
Yeah, I was listening to the podcast on the way over here, and they were talking about it's basically from two meme coins. Like all his new wealth came from this crypto scheme that he's involved in.
Well, not just that. Like he is going to be opening resorts and golf courses and all this in a variety of different places, or getting investment capital that will never be paid back. Basically, it'd be qualified as unsecured loans, or which people call investments, but they're really unsecured loans in order to whatever.
I have a question. Where are the MAGA supporters? I don't see any anymore.
Are you guys okay with cancer research going away while Trump holds the money and tells them they have to pay him before he releases the congressionally approved money for the cancer research? Are you guys good with all the deaths that will come from that because he wants to get his cut out of these funds that were congressionally approved before they do it? I don't give a shit. Like, You can claim it's DEI. You can claim it's like. There's other
What
ways
would
to
the
fix
DEI
that than
claim on it
suing
be?
them.
What would the DEI claim on it be?
Oh, that they're teaching anti-MAGA representation or anti-white people representation,
Anti-MAGA or something
anti-Israel
they would call woke, something like that.
Yeah, woke really is a lot of it.
Agenda. No
I
one's
hate
seen
all that.
The woke 2025 thing like Trump has.
Right,
Project
but
2025.
I firmly believe that the whole anti-woke thing is a smokescreen that he's using, that his base is bought into without understanding it, in order for him to go affect policy. Because what he's really doing is, if you look at the schools he hit, the first three schools that are really attacked, what do the three have in common? Duke, Columbia, and Harvard. What do the three have in common?
I have no idea.
They're law schools.
Oh. No
they
shit.
produce some of the most important lawyers that come out. And what happens when law schools bend the knee to a corrupt tyrant? They will continue bending the knee to the corrupt tyrant. He's gaining power over the legal system by squashing and corrupting the law students before they become lawyers and enter into the workforce. And he's gaining artificial control over the next generation of legal arbiters that are going to come out.
So it's going to be a pretty scary time for the next,
he is corrupting the legal system at its roots and working its way up. He's already got control of the DOJ. They're already breaking laws. I don't know if you saw this. Supposedly, he broke the law by moving Ghislaine Maxwell from the maximum security prison to a minimum security prison.
I heard that too.
Which a lot of people are wondering if that means he either got a really good deal out of it or she's going to get Epsteined. We don't know yet. We'll see what happens.
She's going to play him like a fiddle, and she's going to get everything.
Or he's going to use her as the fiddle to play the American populace, which I still think my theory of the list that she gave being the one that gets out there, which has the prominent Democrats on it, will be used as a propaganda mechanism to try to destroy the Democrats in the next. But anyway, whatever.
There is no version of this story that will ever come out that will satisfy Democrats or that will satisfy the Republicans. There is no version of this story that will come out.
MAGA has the attention span of gnats. A lot of them do. Like the.
I only think there's a couple left, like maybe 4. I think there's 4 MAGA supporters left in the world. Right? Where are you at?
So, extorting money from the schools is number 1. Corrupting the schools is number 2, because now they're trying to enforce new policies and loyalty tests, and they're asking for psychological evaluations of students to make sure they align with the current regime's political agenda. That's the other thing. They're sending out what the Russians and Germans called political officers to make sure that the policies and the materials align with the speaking points and direction of the current regime. And now they're going to continue to hurt the funding and limit who gets into these. So we're going to have less diversity, which means you're going to have less representation for non-Caucasians out there in the workforce. I'm just saying, this is the way it's going.
Let's talk about the jobs reports, or the few that have came out. Have you got the news on the jobs report recently? Did you watch the reaction on Fox News?
I've seen a few of them. I watched Trump talk about it several times. I've read the information. I've seen the trends. But the biggest thing is, I knew that was going to be the case, because as I've watched from my field and as I've listened to my peers in a variety of different fields, they all have been saying the same thing. White-collar jobs are evaporating for 3 distinct reasons. 1, outsourcing to other countries at a lower cost. I had several friends say that their whole American division was wiped out, and they've been managing while cross-training the replacement for people in India, Vietnam, South America, even China to a certain extent. They've been being replaced and training the replacements. 1, some companies are just downsizing. They're calling it AI makes their engineers more efficient, but everybody I've talked to in that area or have read have said that's horseshit. And the reality is they are just using that as an excuse to downsize the workforce in order to short-term increase profit at the expense of any kind of innovation in technology or quality. And if you look at a variety of different companies, that has been fundamentally the case. And then the third reason is a lot of these or some of these CEOs are drinking the Kool-Aid on AI and think that, oh, it really is better than a lot of stuff. And as somebody who is using AI for a variety of different techniques, those people tell you it's just as good as a person in a variety of different ways is just bullshitting you, or they don't know what to talk. You should avoid those people.
I think AI is as good as a person almost. I use it for everything.
Yeah,
it's starting to shape. It's starting to shape how I think and talk. That's a problem. That's going to be an issue we're going to have to address as a populace.
Oh, that's why all those people are getting locked up now. I don't know if you heard about that, but there's a new thing called AI psychosis, where people that use AI too much are losing their minds and are having to be shipped off to mental institutes.
No, but that's a good warning, and I will heed that. Thank you.
Well, it's not a person, and it doesn't act like a person, and most people don't understand that it's not a person because we're not used to interacting with something that simulates human interaction. But at the end of the day, it is a guessing tool, and that's what it is.
I don't use it to talk to. I use it as a thinker, as a outside of body thinker, calculator.
Sure, but some people use it as a psychologist. Some people use it as a
lover,
all-in-one business. I know several people that have used it to create a full business and run the full business. And let me figure that out. There will be applications for that, but like we've used a dozen different models where I'm at, and it still can't replace even our junior devs. Like it just can't.
Right. And I want to get back to the jobs thing. Did you see that Trump fired the person that does the reporting on that person that gives the reports?
Yeah, as soon as I heard that,
a bad report. She was fired for giving a bad report. That means she looked over here, saw the data, she put it right here, handed it over, and whoever Donald Trump did not like the results and fired her.
Sure. It's what was the quote I said? Do not believe what your eyes and ears, only believe what you were told. It's the same, like fire. Like if you think about it, they stopped releasing COVID infection rates during COVID outbreak because they didn't want you to know that COVID was gaining momentum. That was Trump's doing. Like he instructed them to stop giving out the numbers to hide how significant the event was. He instructed us
to stop testing for COVID so we wouldn't have positive tests.
And this is the same guy that won't share his tax returns. He won't share his health information. He won't he hides everything that could possibly damage him.
He shares his cankles with us. He shares his cankles and his fucked up hand bruises with makeup on it.
The analogy of shooting the messenger, I couldn't have come up with a more apropos statement for this. He literally shot the messenger.
Legit.
And it's going to bite us in the ass. It's going to make it really bad because of several reasons. One, by getting rid of the person who gives you bad data, you are telling everybody else below them, don't give them bad data, which means every data out of that government agency is going to be suspect, maybe corrupt, maybe tainted. And there's an old statement, it is easy to lie with statistics, and it really is. So it's easy for them to manipulate the numbers and manipulate the data. And honestly, there was a lot of manipulation under Biden, and a lot of people don't realize how significant that was. The analysis was showing there in certain parts of the Biden administration that it looked like there was job growth, but you didn't know which kinds of jobs it were. So losing a job that made, I don't know, $250,000 and gaining 3 jobs that made $30,000 each is not growth on a total economic scale. It's a total downgrade in the GDP potential of the country every time that happens. And there were a lot of entry-level jobs in like food and service and hotel and a bunch of these other areas based on growth and the lack of people. And as somebody told me, there was a variety of different areas that had a significant loss of entry-level skill or that low pay skill because they were outpriced by the living conditions in the area. If you look at San Francisco was a big one that talked about this. San Francisco was having restaurants closed because they couldn't find servers.
Because the
But if
living
you look
conditions are
at,
too expensive and
yeah,
the wages are too low at a restaurant,
but
right?
anything within an hour was like like $1 million, or rent was like $7,000, and somebody making $2.50 an hour plus tips can't afford $7,000 in rent and still have to drive 45 minutes in a car and in parking. Like, it just doesn't work. So these places are drying up. And I've heard from numerous business owners all over the place, like even small towns in like South Carolina are suffering the same problem. They can't get skilled labor to come in. And then if you think about the death rates we had in the US, it wasn't the rich people that we were worried about dying. It was the low level service workers that were getting placed out. Now, there was all this bullshit from Republicans about, well, we're paying them not to work. It's like, no, you're not. Have you ever been on unemployment? That shit don't pay nothing. Like, you can't survive on unemployment. And even then, it's a short term and there's
Unemployment is
requirements.
gas money to go look for a job.
Well, I mean, if you look at some of the jobs that I'm talking to people about, they're literally receiving 1,000 applications for these jobs. Some of these jobs, 1,000 applications, and that was getting bad even at the beginning of COVID, and it's gotten substantially worse now. They're having to use AI to filter out resumes in order to try to find somebody that's worth hiring in that subset of 1,000. Like, you can't go through. It's impossible for a human to go through 1,000 resumes in a timely manner and expect to get somebody high quality. It's just not realistic.
No, you need AI for that now.
And even that is being gamed to the point to where people are still having trouble hiring. And you're assuming there's even one good qualified person in that stack of 1,000.
Right.
So if you look at it holistically, like, there's two problems that I'm seeing here. One, if you really are running into a business that is having these issues, change your business practices so you don't have these issues. Like, instead of having a restaurant that has servers that's a traditional restaurant, make it a different kind of restaurant where you don't need as many servers. Maybe you just need a few cooks, or maybe you have a cooler delivery system. There's a bunch of different solutions you can have, but there is the need for manual labor in a lot of places, and they can't afford to be there and maintain that shop. So you're going to have restaurants close and price out. But the point still remains, those jobs are still popping up and being plentiful, but you're seeing tons of white collar jobs. You're seeing Microsoft has laid off tens of thousands. You've seen the Xbox division lay off tens of thousands. You've seen Intel laying off tens of thousands. You've seen, I mean, pick a big, Facebook laid off thousands. Google's laid off thousands. All the big tech companies are just laying off left and right. I think
we're not doing good.
America's not doing great. 500,000 IT jobs have been lost so far this year, or something like that.
And the tariffs, we're about to feel the full effect of the tariffs here pretty soon.
We're already feeling it, and that's what there's a lot of really cool posts that people are putting up of, they took the prices before the tariffs took effect, and now they're taking the pictures of the prices, the same price tag, the same ISBNs or the same barcodes,
same work ticket,
same codes, same names, and they literally have pictures of the two tags side by side, and they're showing the 20 to 30% increase in prices.
Seen that in your life, I want to see some of those in the comments. If you guys have experienced that in your life, if you've experienced anyone that's lost their jobs, any of these federal jobs that have been fired, or any of the companies that we just mentioned.
Beef is up 15%, if I remember correctly, 11 to 15%, depending on the cut.
Because Australia is buying it all now.
No, it's because we're not producing it, or the tariffs on the feed and fertilizer. There's all sorts of different caveats that get fed into that.
Right. And in amidst all this chaos, though, I do want to say thank you to all the views that we've been getting and all the comments that have been coming in lately. We've been doing, these quick little videos, and they're getting a lot of attention. So I really do appreciate it. Even if you guys disagree with us, which is most of the comments, I still appreciate it. Like, we're just two guys out here trying to solve the world's problems from our living rooms. So I just wanted to take a second and say thank you to all the people that have followed. Thank you for engaging on social media and leaving your comments. Please subscribe. Please like and subscribe to the podcast. Check out all the other videos on the network, McMedia Network, and this is the Almost Above Average podcast. So.
Hey, can you link the one where I discussed Ghislaine Maxwell and my prediction to this one? Like, it seems to be coming true.
Shoot it to my Facebook Messenger.
I'll have to find it. But my prediction was, for all those who didn't attend, Trump got a fake list through his contact, his personal lawyer, now turned government official, got supposedly 100 names from Ghislaine. He says Bill Clinton and other powerful Democrats are on it. He doesn't talk about the Republicans that are on it or all his friends.
Of course.
And he's going to bring it to light. And now Ghislaine is asking for a pardon, and she got moved to a minimum security jail cell in a minimum security prison after meeting with the DOJ lawyer that was Trump's personal lawyer. And then she's asking for immunity and a pardon in order to go testify before Congress. And I think the reason she's doing that is she's going to lie. She's going to tell them what Trump and co told her. They're going to throw Obama and Biden and Clintons and everybody under the bus and claim that they were a bunch of pedophiles on the islands. And then Trump was as pure as the driven snow is the quote I love out of that. That he wasn't there. He didn't know about it. What was a joke I heard? Oh, Trump was on Epstein Island, but he was in the next room praying and gathering money and making calls for charity instead of actually participating in the events. He's fine. He was there. He was on the flight logs, but he was, he didn't participate in it. Like, come on, guys. Come on. Let's be real. And there's more information's come out on that stolen girl thing. Did you see that?
Well, we've been talking about the stolen girl, Virginia Dufresne, for like a week now.
So she was supposedly taken in, what was it, 2000, something like that. Mm-hmm. And we know that she was sex trafficked and abused. In 2001, he said Trump called Epstein a good guy. In 2005, he attended Trump's wedding. And then in 2010, then he called him a creep and disowned him from the club. So there's like a 5 to 10 year span there after she was sex trafficked from his club, that they were still buddies and doing things.
That perspective yet. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So that sounds like the time period of dirty deeds almost identified right there.
Yeah. So if multiple people were getting abducted or sex trafficked or hired away,
2005 to 2010.
2000 to 2005 is the window I'm certain of, because he attended Trump's wedding to Melania in 2005 or something like that. So I just know that the wedding was after the Virginia Giuffre time by like years. So they're still buddy if he asked him to his wedding. Just saying.
Yeah.
It's not, weddings aren't things that you just randomly have people show up at. There was an invite.
No, they do that on their own.
In fact, there's a picture of Trump and Epstein together at Trump's wedding with Melania. And Melania, there's information coming out, she may have been sex trafficked too before Trump got her.
That sounds legit.
I mean, she was a Russian possible agent, just saying.
Well, she was also a porn star, or an adult film star.
Well, a nude model at the very minimum.
Oh.
There are pictures of her doing nude modeling that are available from Trump's plane.
They're not available here. Okay.
Yeah, go Google it.
Don't come here for that.
Go Google it. You want to see the first lady naked? Go Google it.
You come here for angry Americans talking about America. You go somewhere else for that.
Anyway, so yeah, Trump's extorting schools. Trump apparently is lying even more about Epstein. We're getting ready to see some real bullshit out of that. And I don't know if you heard this. Kash Patel's girlfriend is being accused of being a Russian agent.
I'm in. Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
What's up, Cash? What's up with your chick, Cash?
And that video interview with him, Kash Patel, and that other guy that I saw talking about Epstein. Oh my God, those guys couldn't have been more out of whack. They looked like they were high as fudge when we were watching it. And you literally had the one guy go, he killed himself. And it just kind of just fall out. He's like, I'm tired of telling this lie, is how it felt like. I'm so tired of this. And Kash Patel's like,
oh man.
Like he
looks like he's Bongino.
So
Has anybody checked on Dan Bongino lately?
Or, that's who it was. Dan Bongino is Cash Patel Dan Bongino. Yeah, that's who it was. It was like, well, both of them are high as shit.
Yeah.
Coked out of their minds or something.
Did that before, like, hey, let's get real high, and then go tell everybody that.
The comment I heard from the person reviewing the video is like, it's like they did that the Adderall or Coke or whatever, and then they're like, oh yeah, you got this thing. He goes, oh shit. So they took a bunch of CBD to try to come back down. So they're like both at the same time.
Yeah.
And I watched the video of them talking. It's like, this ain't normal. This is not even close to being a normal person. These two people were drugged out of their minds.
We should watch that clip. Dan Bongino and
Kash Patel Epstein interview. Oh my God. It was wild. I couldn't believe it.
Let's. Whoa. Stop.
Oh, my prediction. I forgot to give my prediction on the school thing. So until schools start fighting back and just dealing with it, I think they're going to keep going. And any school that gets major funding is going to have to pay the protection fee to Trump to get the grants. And they're going to have to change their curriculum. And we're getting state-run propaganda machine schools now. It's the end of free education.
It's going to be the Fox News of the education system. So basically, take the Fox News, bias. Take the Fox system, the super biased system that Fox has, and then incorporate that into America's education system.
Do you have that image I sent you?
No, hold on. Let's watch this television.
People don't believe it. Well, I mean, listen, they.
Whoa, wait, pause. Face. Well, I mean, listen. So that'll. No. Like, you start with 3. Well, I mean, listen. Yeah. Those are 3. Oh my shit! I don't know what to do next. Let me pause and like, no, like guys, he got overloaded.
Look at his face. Look at his face.
Oh yeah, he's cornered, and he knows that, and he's high, and he's just like he's lying out his ass. Well, I mean, like, oh my God.
All right, continue.
Have a right to their opinion, but as someone
recently, you said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to
scroll up
their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in.
Pause. So the story they're telling is so unbelievable. He went from a defensive initial opening, well, I mean, to being like, okay, I need a second to figure out what to do. And then he gets into authority talk. This is when you're trying to debate somebody, there's a couple different ways to get into it. And there's this establishing authority or establishing credentials, which is, well, you should believe me, not because I'm going to give you the information to convince you. Like, I'm going to give you the facts. I'm going to let you make your own decision. No, this is you need to believe me because this is who I am.
You need to believe me because you need to believe me.
Okay? Yeah, I mean, I've done all these things. You should just believe me. It's like, this is the quintessential business version of trust me, bro.
Continuing.
In the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was.
None of that statement looks like he's giving it in good faith and he's telling the truth, just in body language alone.
I mean, look at his face. He's lying out his ass. He's probably high as fuck here too.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing about, if people want to go do the Googling about Adderall dispensing from the White House during Trump's first term, they were giving it out like candy. There was an in-house, like the rumor is that there was an in-house pharmacy, and they were literally just giving everybody Adderall to try to keep them going during that monstrosity.
Well,
but look at him. Like, nothing he said there is believable. I lived in segregated housing, and I know what suicide. It's like,
MAGA,
dude, you're Indian.
Kash Patel, are you guys believing Pam Bondi and Kash Patel and Dan Bongino? MAGA, this question is just for MAGA. Leave it in the comments. I want to know how you guys are feeling, how you guys are doing out there. I don't see too many comments anymore. Are you guys supporting Trump?
Look at it my way. Like, how stupid they think you are to have people on here talking like this. Well, I mean, I know what suicide looks like, and that didn't look like a suicide. Like, how fucking stupid do they think you are? They go on a show high as fuck, talk that shit, not show you anything except edited footage and expect you to swallow that load of bullshit. Like, they think you're an idiot.
They think you're an idiot.
Just saying.
Well, let's leave it there, Jonathan. And MAGA, tell us if you're not an idiot and why you're not, or why you're supporting Trump. I'd love to hear that. So until next time, hopefully tomorrow, this is Almost Above Average. My name is Chris McIntyre, and that is Jonathan Travis, the one and the only. And we are an Almost Above Average, and we'll see you later.